Okay, so I'm going to do a market review for February 22nd, 2021. Um, I'm sure you've probably seen that we had a pretty big sell-off over actually over last night. So it started yesterday and moved in today. I think it's given us a little bit of a fake reversal, and I definitely believe that we're moving into a little bit of a bearish correction for right now. I don't know the time frame. It could be days, could be weeks, um, and that's okay. It's actually I think we really needed it. I really was feeling like everything was way overbought. There was a lot of FOMO going on. So this is actually healthy. It's a good thing to have people sell off. You're going to get rid of weaker hands. The coins are going to move into stronger hands. And even I got caught off a little guard, a little bit off guard with this. I actually sold a couple of my positions a little too early, but that's okay, because now those coins are down below from where I sold them, and I'm not going to buy them back yet. I'm going to wait until I see clear signs of a bottoming. So the reason I missed it is because I've been so wrapped up in using these new indicators, and I'm still trying to understand them. So I stopped using old indicators, and if I'd have continued using them, I would have seen more clearly the reversal that was coming. And so one of the things that I pointed out, I think in a previous video, is the use of these trend lines right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale out to the daily. All right, and you see how this trend line right here, how I put it along the bottoms of these candlesticks, and all of a sudden we've got a candle that is closing below that trend line, and this is a very bearish signal, meaning that we're going to have more sell-off. We're having a reversal, and we're going to have more sell-off from this point. Now, we had a really big sell-off on this candlestick right here. Bitcoin crashed from a high of 57,406 and actually 57,564, and it hit a low of 47,400 right here. So like $10,000 drop all at once, all within the period of a day. And then of course the bulls rushed back in and they pushed it back up to here, and so they make it seem like it's going to go back up, but we can see down here in the volume, you can see a huge spike in the selling and the volume right here. All right, now I had noticed a divergence in this indicator right here. All right, I pointed this out before. Price is going up, the indicator is trending lower highs. Okay, I even saw the divergence here. Okay, there was a slight divergence from this peak to this peak. Okay, and so this is making a lower peak here, yet Bitcoin is making new all-time highs. Now if I scale to the 4-hour, we don't see a divergence in that. Let me go to the 2-hour. Okay, this is where the divergence comes in. Oops, clear it. Okay, let's go here. This is where we start to see the divergence in this indicator, this old indicator that I used to use all the time. This is basically the MACD, but I've plugged in some different numbers into it. It's not your traditional like 9, 12, and 26 day moving averages. Let me do the indicator, or I'm sorry, the trend line. And so it's almost flat, but there's a slight bearish divergence. So ever so slight bearish divergence on that. And either way, if you've got it making a peak here and then the same height peak over here, and then you've got this bearish divergence right here, and then you've got a bearish divergence here, and yet this is making all new highs, all you got to do is look for the closing price. Closes below this trend line, comes back up, challenges it, fails to break through. It's starting to make more bearish red candles right here. And then you've got this red diamond right here, which is a selling diamond in this indicator. And then of course this indicator is trending down. You can see the MACD histogram getting deeper in the red. Let's go to the 1 hour. All right, this is where it definitely becomes more obvious. So let's use trend line tool. Go here. All right, we're clearly trending down there on the MACD. All right, Bitcoin makes a new high here, comes up, makes another new high, yet the MACD fails to make that new high. So had I scaled out to the 1 hour and paid attention to the trend line here and looked at this MACD, I would have trusted this indicator as well, and I would have sold my position right about here and then just walked away and let this kind of collapse. All right. It's not too late. Obviously, I could sell, and I could probably, you know, capture some profit at the top, and I may do that. May sell off some of my Bitcoin, see where this goes. I haven't quite decided yet. But you know, if we go to the 1 day, this hasn't quite turned down yet. It's going to. There's no doubt in my mind that it's gonna turn down. Sorry, I'm clearing these out. This is going to clear. This is going to turn down. And the reason why I say that, if we go over to some other ones, okay, Ethereum, look at that huge spike down. It dropped from 1901 down to 712. Okay, so I want to make a good point here for you guys. Okay, this right here is why I do not set stop losses on my positions. All right, this kind of BS nonsense right here. This is what market manipulators do. They try to spike it down hard with a crazy stupid order. If you had, let's say you had a stop loss and it was up here at 1752. So ideally, market reverses, you close your position out at 1752, 1762, whatever. But if it moves real quickly, the order may not get in time to get at that price. So you may get stuck selling your position at this 700. It's almost 600, and what does that say up there? $700. You could sell your Ethereum at $700, and then it rockets back up here, right? This happened a couple of years ago. There was a person that had all this Ethereum, and somebody manipulated the market on Coinbase, and they pushed the price of Ethereum down to like 99 cents. And the guy had a stop loss order, and all of his Ethereum got liquidated at 99 cents. And this guy had been collecting for years. So I learned a valuable lesson from that. Thank God I didn't get duped by it. But believe it or not, I actually learned this when I was trading Forex. Forex is heavily manipulated. It's one of the reasons I got out of it, because they actually can see your stop loss orders. And so what the institutional traders will do, they will open the sell order and get the instrument to drop down and trigger your stop loss and trigger you out of your position, and then they'll allow the currency to float back up to where you thought it was going to go. So it happens in just about everything. It's going to happen in cryptocurrency. But anyway, getting back on track. So again, the MACD right here, getting ready to turn over. It's going to start trending down. Let me look at a couple of other instruments. Let's go. All right, Zcash. I think what I did is I saw it on the 4 hour. Let me check the 2 hour. Okay, here we go. This is what I saw. All right, so something like Zcash on the 2 hour, we get this higher high. If we come up here, we see that high right there that kind of correlates with it, and then we make a new higher high in Zcash. But come down here and look at the MACD. it makes a lower high. This is clearly divergent. It was a strong divergent signal. All you would have to do is wait till it got to this point, and once you get a closing bar below the trend line there, let me scale out on it. Once you get a closing bar right here, you just sell your position. You just get out of it, because look how much. So if you'd have waited for this closing bearish bar, okay, you'd have gotten out at 174. Now granted, it hits a high of, it hits a high of 188, almost 190. Good luck catching that. But you could close out at 170, 174, 175-ish, walk away with some good profit, and then look at this thing. It's down to 138. All right, it actually dropped all the way down. It spiked down to 119. So if you'd have had a buy order in down here, you probably could have picked it up at that price. But I'm pretty sure this is going to continue to trend lower. The thing to watch for is when the MACD gets below the zero line here. Once this drops below zero, we're in a confirmed bear trend, and you're going to have to wait until you see what's happening here. So this lower high, you're going to have to wait until you see it happen on the bottom. So what you're going to get is you're going to get ever lower dips, and then eventually what's going to happen is something like Zcash or Bitcoin or whatever is going to make a lower low, but the MACD histogram is going to fail to make a lower low. And at that point, that's going to be your sign that this thing is getting ready to reverse and go back up again. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I definitely think we're in for at least a few more days, and we might even be in for several weeks of bearish trending right now. So take that however you want to, and good luck with your trading. All right.